Type 9.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome into another week ending stream. Hope you guys are having a good morning or evening wherever you are. As usual, welcome back to another Everyday Growth Advisors live stream. What a way to end the week. We got it very close to what we were expecting, but you know what? We missed by 100 points. Still, not a bad, not a bad assessment altogether. Excuse me. Got a little bit of phlegm there. Okay, as you can tell, I'm still recovering from some kind of a viral flu that's been going on. I should be back better. Well, not back better, but I should be better by next week. But I'll be continuing to do these streams, and I'll be here guiding you guys through. I'm glad that you guys keep turning up. There must be at least some help. How many of y'all have been making some decent money with the different callouts that I've been making? Last week, we spoke about energy breaking out right here. And since then, XLE has gone from 75 all the way to 82. Also, dollar index, I mentioned that we would pull back first after breaking out, which we indeed did. Now we're going for another run to the upside. And I did mention that if we do break this, then we're likely going to go touch 115 and then 120 after that, right? Spoke about the dollar index very briefly. 118, 120 was the level that we were talking about. But we were expecting a pullback on dollar index, right? So that little bullish wave already happened. And now we are looking at a possible resumption here for the dollar index to move another 6 to 8 points to the upside. If we get that move, of course, there's no guarantee here, but it looks like we do want to resume that little move, and we'll be tracking this week over week to give you guys the best update possible about this. This morning we had the news regarding to the jobs report. So let's kind of look at it together, and I'll give you my opinions on what what the market's reacting to. So non-farm payrolls, which is everything but farm payrolls, came in 263,000 versus 275,000. That's not so good, right? That means lower employment. But then at the same time, here's where it gets mixed. Consensus for unemployment rate was 3.7%, but unemployment rate actual was 3.5%. So that's a little bit of a mixed reading there. Average hourly earnings was about over the year about 5% increase. And then private sector payrolls up 288,000 versus government payrolls down 25,000. And then now U.S. interest rate futures pricing in 92% of a 75 basis point rate hike in November, up from 85% before. Therefore, market's going to be probably repositioning here. Swear to God, every single time that I start talking, for some reason this acts up. I'm not even sure why. Actually, give me 1 second. Let me just take this real quick. Had to do one of those nasal sprays. Had to do that. If not, I feel like I wouldn't be able to get through this without coughing so much. Okay, so our plan mostly intact, right? Since last Friday, and we talk about the plan. The plan was for us to get up to about 3,900 and then short, right? But we didn't quite get there. We got to 38, and then we started rejecting at 38. So I'm gonna kind of zoom in here so that you can have a look at what happened. We started rejecting pretty much at around 3,800, and once we saw the rejections go through, we had obviously we had to pull back to the 37.24, which is the key level that I spoke about last live stream. So that one hit the nail on the coffin, and then we weren't able to break through 38 for multiple hours. That was a very, very big resistance there. We were hoping that once we broke above this and held above this, we would be able to go to the upside, but it just didn't happen. Okay, it just didn't happen. So after that, ultimately, we started coming down. And yesterday, I want to say sometime midday. Yeah, midday at about 12:21 Eastern time. Sorry, not 12:21 Eastern time. Here. 10:12. So that means about less than an hour after the market opened, we took some bearish positions on the market. So the first one was SPY 355 puts 1028. This was on the small account, and then SPY SPX 3600 puts on the big main account for 1028 as well. And obviously this was a starter position on the small account, but then I went pretty heavy on the main account yesterday after seeing the trend switch. Another interesting thing was we kept seeing the a lot of bullish tech flow, and when the flow is that bullish and there's headlines about bullish flow, that makes me even more sus. Makes me feel like, they're trying to manipulate us in some way. Anyhow, CPI numbers, sorry, not CPI numbers, job numbers just came out. This is a prelude to next week, Thursday, which is when we're going to get job inflation numbers, CPI numbers. So next week we'll have CPI numbers. So we'll kind of also know what's going to happen there. Okay, so that's something to look into next week. And remember that we have a new earnings season upon us as well. Now, in addition to this, we took some AMD puts. Now, AMD had some after-hour news that was quite bad. I believe I took 68 puts or 67 puts, maybe 67 puts. Yeah, it might be 67 puts. So those are hopefully going to open up somewhere, in the 64s or so. Now, what is the next plan of action here? If we start rejecting and start heading down here now, that means we are likely to retest 3600. But we will more than likely get a bounce first at, let's have a look. Ooh, actually there is no bounce level here. It seems like we will maybe get a minor pullback, but then it looks like just an easy fall all the way down here. There's really not much resistance or support in terms of the volume nodes. So it looks like a very possible free fall here into 3600s. Now I know that might seem a bit too good to be true, but I'm looking at what the data is telling me, right? If you really want to pinpoint some specific volume nodes, then it's going to be these two right here. But those are fairly recent, and this is only in the month of October. So that's, just, we are talking about September to October. This is where support might come in around 3660 all the way to 3680. And then maybe 3620 to 3650 or 3660. So this whole area here, we might find a little bit of a wave support. But apart from that, it looks like an easy fall back into 3600, which is where the support will actually be. If we do get there and then we start breaking further down, that's going to be nasty. So the nastiness will start. And then that's when the VIX and dollar index and everything's going to start going haywire. Break below 36 and the hole below this 3560 level, that's going to spell 3288 or 3300. Excuse me. And that's all you need to know. Forgive me, give me a second here. Okay, I'm back. So, yeah, the volume nodes and the price action is definitely telling us that 23600 is pretty possible. Lower than that, we'll have to get there and then see what's going on. I wrote a blurb about the inverted bond yields. You should probably, if you're on Discord, you should read about it on Trading Floor. If you're not, you should probably join the Discord. VIX is now at 3030. Above 3150 is going to be a bit of a rush for chaos again. Nasdaq is likely to bear flag here. So is SPX on a 15-minute. We're likely to see some bear flags forming. Now at the open, don't be so quick to grab your puts. Remember, pullbacks are very, very possible and essential. So if you haven't gotten into this bearish rally yet, I think there is some time. You don't need to really rush into it. Wait for the pullbacks. You'll get entries. You'll see reversals. There will be more entry timings. You don't need to rush into it. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. I don't think I have much else to say or comment on, especially since my cough is acting up all of a sudden. I've been fine the whole day, and all of a sudden when I started talking, my throat's all dry. Let me get some water. Do you guys have any questions? Little account update. Main account's at $32,000 in profits. Small account is at negative $748. But today things are going to change. This is probably going to be closer to 40-something thousand dollars in profits, and this will be probably either break even or profits. We'll see. All right, I'll give you guys 1 minute. If you have any questions, post them down in the comments, and if not, I'm gonna end the stream right here. Keep it short and simple. If you took Marvel and you managed to play the dip buy, that was a good payout for the $49.50 calls that I was talking about last live stream. And as usual, it looks like energy is gonna keep paying here, up to 85, and then above that to 90 something. Once again, if you're here, you're listening to the stream, thanks for attending. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it for taking the time out to be here. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.